Blair Cobbs could be on the radar for Vergil Ortiz.
100%. Both big fat ass Marlon Esparza.
Damn.
Got her
fat
dub.
bitch. If you get boots, Keith Thurman and give
Thurman and give my boy Ortiz Ugas.
Oh,
let's.
We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. You've stepped into the motherfucking Fight Club. You're joined with Paul, Pick'em, Win'em, Concha, and I'm joined with.
What's going on, boys? It's PT Prime Time. You already know what it is, man. Let's get into this boxing.
Yes, sir. You know me. I got my shots, boy. I had a very unsuccessful week of betting, as you can tell. I got the cheap liquor on me right now.
Happened?
I forgot to bet.
Oh.
Nah, but fuck boxing. I did great. So let's just jump into that. We had not start off the main card, but the first fight we're gonna talk about. Blair Cobbs getting the win over Maurice Hooker, another 147er. Maurice Hooker was the favorite here. He was coming off a loss to Vergil Ortiz, so people thought this was going to be him getting right with a decent prospect, nothing too crazy. And Blair Cobbs got the unanimous decision, so he kind of shut that door.
Hey, man, Blair Cobbs, bro, you got to respect, dude, because if I'm not mistaken, damn, the C4 washed it down.
Hey, man, we're on fucking different time today.
But nah, Blair Cobbs, bro, you gotta respect, dude, because I feel like, man, if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure he joined the sport late. So I think he's just a natural athlete, and dude's coming up the grind. Like, man, he's trying to put a name for it. He realized, like, you got to put on a show. It's not just what goes on in the ring. Like, you know, you got to be that showmanship outside the ring.
Blair.
Yeah, man. Like, he brings that WWE type vibe, and then he be coming out to, like, wrestling songs and shit, bro. And, like, he's just a funny cat, bro, like, for real. But he's straight, man. He did his work. And, I mean, he got, like, a knockdown in the first round?
Yeah, he did. Knocked that old-ass boy down.
And, like, it sucks for Maurice Hooker because he was supposed to be, like, he was solid back in the day, but he just took, I forgot what was his first L, bro. I know he lost to Vergil Ortiz. That was bad.
Yeah. And this is his third loss here. So, like, that third loss is fucking the put the knife in him, boy. It's done.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with him, but hey, man, I'm gonna throw this out there before we get to one of the next fights. Blair Cobbs could be on the radar for Vergil Ortiz.
100%, both on Golden Boy. But I also think I like Blair Cobbs too because he's fun. He beat Brad Solomon, another fucking UK fighter that just gets shipped over first package. And but then he did lose to Alexis Rocha, but I actually kind of like Alexis Rocha. Like for 147, I don't think he's gonna be.
Was that the fight before where it was like potential fight? Like they were just going back and forth.
Yeah, just throwing them things. He ended up getting knocked out.
Yeah, no, definitely. He sold that fight too. So
yeah, and I mean Alexis Rocha has no pushover at 147. That's a fight I would like to see Ortiz take on next, especially since they're both Golden Boy.
Definitely.
But then he ends up beating Maurice Hooker, and he gets his first unanimous decision. So this isn't even just a straight up knockout. He was just working that boy, got the knockdown early, and it's kind
of I would say is pretty. I feel like that's kind of a little disappointing. I mean, because I feel like he had Hooker on he had him on that line.
Yeah,
but he started slipping in those middle rounds and kind of was fighting more like off his back foot, but still got the W, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, right. And then we jumping into the women's over here. We had the WBC, WBA female flyweight titles on the line. I'm going to be a little biased, so I'm going to say big fat ass Marlon Esparza.
Damn.
Got her
fat
dub.
Bitch.
Got her dub over Eva Guzman. I mean, she was like a minus 1,500 favorite. Everyone knew Esparza was going to win. Esparza, I mean, her last fight, she took the belt from, I can't remember old girl's name, but the Japanese fighter that was like 47 with a belt. Guzman ain't much younger, like 40 with a belt. So she's kind of just knocking off these old heads to get her stuff right now. I just want to see her fight someone in their prime. And then, like, until then, I'm not on the Esparza train. She always comes in a little like she built like Fiona from Shrek. Like like she got
on her ass.
Yeah, she got power. She can hit, but like technically, like it's not all the way there. Like when a 40-something-year-old boxer, Japanese boxer, that her last fight was in there exchanging with her the whole fight and not really afraid. Like that just shows me your power can only take you so far if you can't get her out of the ring. So, and once you fight these other 15-0, 20-something-year-old fighters, if you're really trying to go undisputed. And I'm not too sold on her, but she did get the unanimous decision. Once again, couldn't get the old fighter out of the ring. Just little things that like doesn't show me that she's that girl.
Definitely gotta show more. But I mean, hey, she got the dub.
She got the dub, had the co-main event spot. She's grinding. Maybe she'll get a main event spot next. We'll see. But for our main eventers here, the real fight. Vergil Ortiz Jr. versus Mikey McKinson. We all called KO. We didn't give out rounds, but if you listen to me on my Twitter page, I said 8th to 9th round KO, 9th round KO corner stoppage from the body shot. Vergil Ortiz looked pretty fucking good. The head movement was there early. He was the aggressor, attacked. The lefty crafty southpaw shit didn't work at all. Like in Vergil Ortiz, like if you were to tell me he didn't lay off for a year, I would believe you. Like the fighter I saw didn't seem like he was away from fighting for over a year with health issues.
Facts, bro. Hey man, Vergil, he did what he had to do, man. He looked good in his performance. I feel like he checked all the boxes that he needed to check, and especially considering like the southpaw thing, like yeah, it didn't really work, but like that's what a lot of people was wondering if he could handle, because all the top dogs in the welterweight besides Keith, they're all gonna be coming southpaw besides Crawford when he can switch it up, and Boots, but you know, southpaw shit. And I mean, Vergil looked good going against that southpaw. Didn't really work. He showed that he could cut off the ring, which was pretty good. And, you know, that's good to see because he's usually coming with them powerful shots. But
he wasn't.
My question is, man, you think he's ready for any of these top dogs?
How top are we talking? We talking top 3 or top 4?
The top 3 boys. You already know.
Top 3, Boots, Crawford, and Spence. I don't think so. I have to see one more. I have to see him fight somebody that like I legitimately could look at like a good opponent.
The thing is, like, one thing I will say, because like people want to try to talk about Boots. I mean, it's hard to talk down on Boots because Boots, you could tell that talent is there, man. He looked like a baby Roy Jones or some shit, but
built different too, athletic freak of nature with the skill set.
Nah, definitely, man.
And but Vergil, bro, his jab a lot more in his last fight, showing that he's not just a power hitter. Like he showed.
And like if you follow him on Twitter, Boots on Twitter, bro, like he's talking about he had 12 rounds of straight defense. He goes 10 rounds, 4 different fights. Like he just be on
jab.
Some, like, and like he coming out of Philly, bro, and you go on YouTube and check out the gym he's training out with his pops and his shit and like his brothers and shit. Them boys on some different level. Them boys grind for real.
He's from does he train with Fulton?
Yeah, they be plugged in too. Like I be seeing like Boots' dad like be working with Fulton and shit. And
they be respect Fulton a little bit more because I be hearing like the legendary camps saying that he outruns everybody and all that shit. So like if Boots is in those same camps, that gives me Fulton a little bit more respect. But I think Vergil Ortiz versus Boots, when we made our picks, I was like, man, what the fuck you keep talking about? Let's make that fight right now. Let's stop all this weighing shit. But now I agree with you, bro. I don't want to see Vergil versus Boots right now. I want to see Vergil versus like a.
It's like how I look at it.
It's too early. I think it's a little too early right now in the game.
How I look at it, because right now technically they're both of them boys. They're chasing Crawford Spence. But how I see it, Crawford Spence, they're gonna be 10 good up with each other for at least 2 fights. I doubt they're gonna fight once. And if anything, the rematch could be at 54, but
at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, and even then they might move up though. Both of them might move up to 54, even though Crawford, I feel like Crawford would still move up, and go to 54. But either way, Boots and Ortiz, bro, like them boys, they're chasing them boys, but at the same time, they might never even catch them. They might end up having to just run the welterweight division, them two, top dogs. So they're both young. They could meet prime versus prime, champion versus champion at 27, 28 years old. Like, that shit is gonna be cooking up, bro. And like, I feel like if you just let it cook up, give Boots like Keith Thurman. Oh my, if you give Boots Keith Thurman and give
Keith Thurman and give my boy Ortiz Ugas.
Oh,
Let's that right there. I was gonna say Alexis Rocha. I was gonna say Blair Cobbs. Fuck all of that. I want to see versus Ugas and Keith Thurman, the two fucking gatekeepers holding down the East.
Literally the two gatekeepers. Give them, but I would want to throw Sean Porter in there, my dog, but he's retired now. But
because Conor Benn's busy doing fucking middleweight catch weights, fuck the money fights that we.
Oh yeah, Conor Benn's out of that. That would have been interesting to see Conor Benn and Ortiz.
And then the only other fight that makes me really interested now is I would like to see him. I mean, I was interested in it before. Don't get me wrong, but what's old boy's name? Stananis. Like he's gonna be fighting for the regular title.
Yeah.
And if he's fighting for the regular title, I mean, I don't think Ortiz gets the turnaround quick enough for the November fight. But I think Boots is. I mean, Boots should be in that combo for that regular title. And maybe if they don't get Stan Honest because they're trying to protect all these undefeated fighters, give them
Stan.
Yeah, you know.
I know who the fuck you talking about.
And if it's not them, give me like a David Oven Ision or whatever. Like both the good fight, really. But I really want the Ugas Ortiz fight. I think that's the fight that needs to be made. Or Ugas was on Twitter talking about where do y'all rank me? Because apparently no one respects my name. Stuff like that. Like he was saying shit that sounds like
that
he wants to get back in.
Because Ugas does deserve a lot of respect because he put on great fights with. I mean,
he knocked that boy Spence mouthpiece out.
He did rock his dumb ass, but he put on a good little fight. He broke what was it? His jaw or some shit. He did some shit with, or his nose.
He broke something that like fucking the orbital bone. I don't know. He broke one of those fuckers.
Fucked his mental up. He wasn't in the fight. He knew he was out of it. He was just trying to survive and not look goofy. But he put on a good fight. But Ugas is a dude. Keith Thurman, I want to keep seeing because before he gets too old, I want to see Keith Thurman come back at it maybe one more time. Yeah, man. I want to see that one more run. See one time put on for Florida. Comes down from Clearwater, fucking St. Pete area. So
right up the street.
I fuck with that shit, bro. I want to see him. He used to be arguably the best welterweight not that long ago. Just a couple.
Boy was knocking them boys off. Whoever thought he couldn't, like y'all thought he was old and for certain fighters, Barry, get the fuck out of here.
He wasn't, man. Keith was a top dog, bro. Back in 2016, 2017, 2015. Those were some real Keith Thurman shit, but he got weird, fell off a little bit. But I would like to see Boots versus Keith, or even, man, like, even see Keith versus Ortiz. That would be fun, too, man. Like, I got to see what Oscar De La Hoya is going to do with Victor, Ortiz. So, I mean.
No shit. But Oscar De La Hoya, motherfucker, holding all the cards. But I thought it was a great fight. I thought Ortiz showed out. We do got to end up wrapping up here. I mean, stay tuned because the next Ortiz fight, he's saying he wants to get back in the ring as soon as possible. I mean, makes sense. You were off for such a long time. So Vergil Ortiz gets the 9th round KO. He looks just as good. And hopefully we get the Ugas Ortiz Thurman fight, one of those for Ortiz. We want to see him really fight a higher caliber 147er to really give him that top 4. I mean, he's top 4 in my opinion, but to give him that into that real combo with Boots, we got to see him fight one real contender. Anything else you want to throw on before we dip out?
Man, them boys are up next to take over that 147 division. The boys are going to be prime seats to be on the crown of 147 once Crawford and Spence moves on. And shit, he put on a good performance, man.
Nah, facts. And it'd be a great fight. And then shit, we only got nothing else but better fight for 147. Because who knows? Maybe Josh Taylor moves up eventually. Like 147 is only gonna get more lit. But
Ryan Garcia, man.
Ryan Garcia, shit. Xander Zayas is coming up the 147s right now. Whew. Stay tuned though, because we also got Teofimo's return fight. We're gonna break down for everybody coming this week. We're gonna have Chito Vera versus Dominic Cruz UFC fights this week. And shit, we may talk a little bit of Tyson Fury Chisora. We may talk a little bit of Spence and Crawford. Who knows? It's going to be a busy week. But in case y'all didn't know about this, now y'all do know. And that's been Totally Blitz Podcast, motherfuckers.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap. Man, this gang got rules, man, you better watch your passes. This ain't nothing.